Hello everyone, it's Sandra. Welcome to November Favorites. Let's start with hair. I'm kind of having a hair existential crisis. I don't know what to do with it. All I know is that I want a change, and my hairstylist is currently away. Until I can go in and make a decision, I'm just kind of trying to preserve what I have, trying to use less heat on it, and just trying to be more gentle. And this product was actually recommended to me by my friend Dina. I usually film my best of beauty of the year with her every single year, and we're going to be doing it together this year as well. It's the OLAPLEX No. 7 bonding oil. I'm not usually a big hair oil person because I have very fine, very thin hair. Hair oils can tend to make it feel a lot more weighed down. This doesn't do that. It's a really lightweight oil, and this comes stuffed to the brim. It looks like I haven't even touched it, but I have been using it for the last month every single time I've washed my hair. You only need a small amount, and I like the fact that it kind of tames frizz, it nourishes the hair, it contains that trademark Olaplex complex in there that helps repair the bonds of your hair, and it also protects against heat, which is great. So usually after I get out of the shower on damp hair, I put several drops of this in the palm of my hand, kind of work it through. My friend Dina has a completely different hair type than me. She has very thick, coarse hair, and she really loves this as well. So it's great that it can kind of cater to both extremes. You can also use this on dry hair, and I never feel like this weighs my hair down and makes it look greasy or anything like that. So I was actually in Germany visiting some family friends. I was experiencing a bad breakout, and my friend told me to try this. She actually gave me her bottle. If I want to get another one here, I will have to get a prescription because this is a prescription only product, and it's Epiduo Forte. And in terms of active ingredients, it's actually very similar to what I was doing at home, but I was using Differin, which is 0.1% adapalene, and then I was using Kate Somerville Antibac, which is 5% benzoyl peroxide. This contains those same ingredients, except at a different concentration. This has 0.3% adapalene and 0.25% benzoyl peroxide. If you're like me and you struggle from adult acne and you are also concerned with anti-aging, I think it's worth going to see your dermatologist and asking about this. I was in Germany for just 3 days, and in the 3 days that I was using this, everything went away. I've been loving these two products, which I mentioned in my last Empties and new products video when I was talking about some skincare that I used up and skincare that I'm currently using, and they're both from Indeed Labs. We have the Hydration Booster. All you need is a small amount. I use 3 drops of this on clean skin after cleansing. Sometimes I mist my face with a bit of an hydrating mist just to kind of get some extra water content in my skin. But this is a really great hydrating serum. It feels so beautiful and silky. I also really love the Jordan Samuel Skin Hydrate Serum, but this feels a bit more cosmetically elegant. So if you're somebody that likes hyaluronic acid serums, but you find that they're a bit too sticky and you want something a bit more refined and silky in terms of texture, this definitely is worth checking out. At night, I usually mix it in with my Rejuvi face oil, the flavonoid complex, and that's a really nice combination as well. But I've really been enjoying this. And then the NoAcid pads, I am almost out of them because I've been using them almost every single day. I use these in the morning if I'm not using an exfoliating mask that day. If your skin doesn't typically respond well to hardcore acids, this is a wonderful gateway exfoliant. This has never irritated my skin. This is a great product to help eat away at dead skin cells. The last skincare item I wanted to mention is actually a device, and it's a microcurrent device. Actually, it's a nanocurrent device, and it is the Ziip. I have had this for a year now. I just wanted to take my time and really evaluate my opinion on it before I recommend it to you. And I actually bought it in a Cyber Monday sale. So we're in the middle of that Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday sale bonanza. I thought that it's finally time for me to mention this because if you are interested in buying something like this, now is the time. What made me choose the Ziip over the NuFace is the fact that the Ziip also has acne and hyperpigmentation targeted programs. I think if you're just concerned with tightening, lifting, and improving your overall skin tone, I think the NuFace is a great device. The NuFace also has a much cheaper conductive gel than the Ziip. The Ziip conductive gel, there's a silver one and a gold one. I have both. I usually just mix the two, to be honest. The silver one is more geared towards improving hydration and plumping the skin, whereas the gold one is loaded with peptides and it's more of like an anti-aging product. You can also leave it on as a mask. I notice a difference in my skin when I use this. I got really lazy the last 3 months or so. I haven't been using this and I've been having issues with my skin. I haven't been very satisfied with it. So I started using this again, and just within a week of resuming use, I am starting to notice results. And the acne program in particular does actually work. It uses different electrical charges to kind of target the charge on the bacteria that causes acne, and it kills it. It's not the most pleasant when you're using it. It does hurt. When I use the acne program and you go over any areas where there's a deep down acne infection brewing, you will feel a stinging. That area does get red. So I wouldn't do this if I'm like before a special event or anything like that. But if you have been considering getting a microcurrent device, I know people that have the NuFace and they're very happy with it as well. So I think either the NuFace or this is a great thing to try. I do think that they work. You just have to be consistent. You can't just use it once a week. That's not enough. You have to use it every day or every other day. I use the Ziip every other day. That's the way that you see results. You do have to be consistent with it, like everything in life. I don't have a ton of makeup products. I just have 4. I haven't been able to wear eyeshadow for like 2 weeks because I had contact dermatitis on my eyelids, but I was playing a lot with lip colors, so I have too many lip color favorites to share. But I have a lip liner that I've been using, especially with the more dark nude tones for fall, and it has been so nice. And it's by L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal Color Riche Matte Lip Liner Pencil in the color 112 Mastermind. If you like the formula of the Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Pencils, this is very similar. It's maybe a tiny bit more emollient. It has a bit more glide. If you like the Makeup Forever 3C, this is like the slightly deeper sister of that. It's got some warmth in it, and it just lines the lips in such a beautiful way. It gives you definition, and because this is such a nice emollient formula, if you're the type of person that likes that more blurred lip line effect, you can blend this out with your fingers. This actually works really well with both Lisa Eldridge Velvet Fawn and Velvet Muse. Then we have the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I love this so much. It's been my favorite everyday mascara for the last month, and I don't know why I'm smelling it. It doesn't smell like anything in particular. Then in terms of base products, I just have to give another shout out to the Chanel Le Beige Water Tint. This is definitely my favorite complexion product that has launched this year. Spoiler alert, this will be in my Best of Beauty 2019 video. I've just been loving this mixed with either by Terry Sheer Expert, rest in peace, that foundation is discontinued, or I've been loving it mixed with the Pat McGrath foundation. 1 pump of the Pat McGrath foundation, 1 pump of this, just applied straight onto my fingers and worked into the skin with my fingers. It's just the quickest, easiest, sheer to slightly medium coverage base, and it just wears really nicely. It's not a crazy amount of coverage or anything like that. If I'm having any issues with hyperpigmentation, or if I'm breaking out, I will have to use a separate concealer on breakouts. It's such a nice combination, and this is just such a nice product for when my skin is looking really dull. I just want something to freshen me up and make me feel really good about my skin without actually covering it up. I have tried mixing this with more full coverage of foundations like YSL All Hours, Lancome Tanti Doll, Armani Power Fabric, and I did not enjoy this mixed with those. Final makeup product is this highlighter, and it's the KJAER Vice highlighter in the color Ravishing. My favorite highlighter to use in the fall and winter, and I finally hit pan on it, which is really exciting. I have never hit pan on a highlighter. I think if you're somebody with like a light to medium skin tone, you want a champagne highlighter, this will be your jam. It's really subtle, so if you want something blinding, I don't think that this will make you happy. This is just a really nice everyday highlighter for me. I apply this with a small dual fiber brush, I just kind of work it in to the pan and then tap it on the tops of my cheeks, and I love it. I use this every single day. It never makes me feel greasy. It just always makes me feel really polished and luminous. WEIS is a sustainable, organic beauty brand, and this is refillable. I have one last miscellaneous beauty product. It's actually this scrunchie. This is a slip silk scrunchie. I bought them in a 3-pack from Sephora, and I just really like the colors. There's a black, there's a beige, and then there's a really pretty pink one, and those colors kind of work best with my wardrobe and stuff like that. Leaves 0 marks in your hair, and this also does not give me any headaches, which is amazing. It's supposed to be healthier for your hair and all that jazz. I'm really happy with them. I'm glad I picked them up. If you are on a budget and you're looking for alternatives, I've seen great options on Etsy and Amazon. Next up, I have some fashion favorites, and the first is this ring. I have been obsessed with this ring ever since I saw it on Instagram. Violette FR was wearing it on Insta stories one day, and I immediately had to go to the Mejuri website and look it up. This is this beautiful gold, it's a solid gold chain ring. I've always loved chain rings. There's a really small, dainty chain ring that I wear on my middle finger on this hand from KJAER that I never take off. I've had it for years. I'm a really big fan of simple jewelry. I don't like anything too intricate or too complicated, but I still like it to make an impact. It works really well with all the other rings that I wear on a regular basis, and I just love the way that this looks on my index finger. So I don't know if they make a silver version, but would make an amazing Christmas gift as well, especially given the fact that it's solid gold. So I've really been into this. And another favorite is this waterproofing spray. Rainy, snowy season is upon us, and this is an amazing spray to protect your leather shoes. Works on suede, works on regular leather as well. You can also use this on handbags and leather jackets, and it's by the brand SAPHIR. SAPHIR is a French shoe care brand. They have a lot of various products to cater to every leather shoe issue or need that you may have. It helps protect against water and salt stains and stuff like that. I've only ever tried it on shoes. I've never tried it on bags or leather jackets, but apparently this is the brand that Hermes use to clean and condition and maintain their leather goods. So if it's good enough for the people at Hermes, it's good enough for all of us, I'm sure. Then I have a couple of sweaters and a scarf. I'm getting ready for hibernating season. I will not be leaving a cozy turtleneck for the time being. I actually did a blog post with my favorite winter wardrobe essentials. Wardrobe essentials for me, especially for this last month, have definitely been cozy, chunky turtleneck sweaters. Both of these are from H&M. This one is old. This one is from 2 years ago. And the reason I wanted to mention this again is because they have this silhouette. I've seen it again, and they don't have this exact color, this exact one, but if you are interested in this silhouette, turtleneck that kind of stays up, but it's wide, and then with kind of voluminous balloon sleeves. They do have a very similar silhouette back in stock. They have an oatmeal color and a darker color, I believe, but I'll link that below. I just love an oversized chunky sweater with skinny jeans and a pair of boots. The H&M knit that I picked up this year is this one here. This is from their Conscious line. This one is a bit longer. This looks really nice with leggings, like faux leather leggings. I love H&M for knitwear, and while I am trying to consume less fast fashion in general in my life, I think that if you find the right piece and you take care of it, no matter where you get it from, every time I make a purchase, I try to think long term. Am I going to be wearing this season and season and season again? I try to stay away from super trendy purchases, even if that means I'm going to be boring and not cool. I would rather be boring and not cool, but just be warm and comfortable and get use out of what I own without the pressure of trying to look cool or current or anything like that. That's my sermon on sweaters. Then the last favorite is a scarf. This is a large, oversized wool scarf. This is from Acne Studios. I love me a Lenny Kravitz scarf. I had a Zara one and it lasted for about 10 years. I actually got this secondhand. I love Poshmark, Depop. I love The Real Real. I love Vestiaire Collective. I love eBay, especially if it's like an iconic brand item that you are looking for and you want to get a discount on it. I highly recommend trying to search for it on the secondhand market if you don't mind owning it secondhand. This is just 100% wool. If you live in Europe and you have access to Arket, I highly recommend checking them out. They have a gorgeous oversized gray cashmere scarf for cheaper than the Acne one, and arguably nicer quality because it's cashmere. This is excellent for travel. This kind of doubles as a blanket because it's so big. I don't have a gray coat, but I have a black coat, and I think that gray on a black coat is a really nice contrast. I am team gray scarf, but they have a whole bunch of different colors. They have pink ones on sale right now on Shopbop. And I wanted to just mention some books that I read recently that I really, really enjoyed. The first being The Light Between Oceans. I think they made a movie out of that. A really touching story about a man and his wife kind of living at the end of the world, it seemed. They were kind of maintaining a lighthouse kind of in the middle of nowhere. I also liked Calypso by David Sedaris. I thought that was a really, really funny book of essays. They're biographical essays, but he also really embellishes a lot of them. So I really enjoyed it. I actually did not like any of his other books, but Calypso was really good. I also loved The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. It's about a family moving to Alaska and trying to homestead in Alaska, and just the challenges of the terrain and the family dynamics. It was one of the best books that I've ever read. I really, really loved that book. It was really touching, and I loved the way that the author described the setting. It felt like Alaska was another main character of the book, and it was breathtaking. I really loved it. Then the book Just Mercy, A Story of Justice and Redemption. It is a true story. It's a book written by a lawyer. They're also making a movie out of this. I think it's going to be out next month. If you read one book that I recommend, have it be this one. Let me just read the description for you. Hopefully that will entice you to read it because I really, really loved it. Brian Stevenson was a young lawyer when he founded the Equal Justice Initiative, a legal practice dedicated to defending those most desperate and in need, the poor, the wrongly convicted, and women and children trapped in the farthest reaches of our criminal justice system. One of his first cases was that of Walter McMillan, a young man who was sentenced to die for a notorious murder he insisted he didn't commit. The case drew Brian into a tangle of conspiracy, political machination, and legal brinksmanship, and transformed his understanding of mercy and justice forever. Just Mercy is at once an unforgettable account of an idealistic, gifted young lawyer's coming of age, a moving window into the lives of those that he has defended, and an inspiring argument for compassion in the pursuit of true justice. I'm getting emotional just reading the synopsis because I'm remembering the book and how it made me feel, so highly recommend it. I also cried like a baby reading When Breath Becomes Air, which is a book written by a neurologist that was diagnosed with cancer. I also really loved A Man Called Ove, or A Man Called Ovi. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but that's a fictional tale about a man who just is struggling and is depressed, and he is kind of at the brink of a breakdown when a really cute cat showed up in his driveway and wouldn't leave his side. It's a great metaphor of how pets can kind of change our lives and make us really happy. And there's also a really nice story about him and his neighbors and stuff like that. So that was a really nice book as well. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.